that I can't do now. What a lovely intro. Now let's get into it. So I'm going to clean off my skin and use some skin protectant to cleanse it as well and protect my skin. And this is the bald cap that I will be using. Highly recommend you guys get this at your hair store. I hope y'all have it because these do not leave my head itching or nothing. Really, really good. And I believe it's black on too. But yeah, I have my bald cap on now and I'm just going to stretch that all the way out. All the way out, and then lift her on up, and then we're going to cut around our ear tabs here, right, so that we can have a comfortable fit and so that it just makes sense for our bald cap when we're using our product to melt it down. So I'm going to cut until I have a big enough hole. I don't want to cut too big of a hole, so I be delicate with it, you know, less is more at first. And then once I have it cut, boom, that's how we're looking. Taking my, what is this? Ebony Wonder Lace Spray. I had a burn fart real quick. Ebony Wonder Lace Spray, the black can, extra firm hold. I'm going to spray that around my hairline and smooth that out with my finger to map it out and keep it in place so it won't drip down or anything like that. Then I'm going to blow dry that on a cool setting until it is completely dry. I blow dry that for like maybe 4 minutes. And then I'm going to take my little itty bitty scissors here and cut around my cap. We're going to cut off all the extra lace, or why do I always say that? It's not lace. My bald cap that we do not need, okay? Yeah, my bald cap was looking a little weird on this side, but we're going to keep it going. It's not going to affect the install, so I mean, we're just going to go with it, but I'm like, what the fuck is going on over here? So I'm going to cut around on this side as well, and I'm going to stretch it out and pull it back just so it's not like too far down on my head, because I did spray a little bit lower on this side, so I'm trying to make sure that it's not too low compared to the other side. So we're going to cut, snip, snip. And it looks like it's hurting me, but it's not. Like, it's not. It low-key look like that, but it's really not. So when it comes to the back of the cap, I like to take the flat piece and then cut directly in the middle. Now my elbow was all up in the way, so I couldn't show y'all, but I just tie it in a double knot. Not too tight though, because we don't want it to give us a headache. Right here, I'm trying to show y'all like on the right side, which that's my right side versus my left. I think why my wig be looking different on either side, especially my baby hairs, is because on the left side, I tend to keep my hairline looking the same. I don't know if it's because of the angle that I'm at and because I'm right-handed, but on the right side, it's like I create a new hairline. Like I always put it lower than where my edges are. Like, I don't know what's up with that. But I'm just taking my Ruby Kisses cream foundation in the shade RD15. I'm just going to buff that into my cap and then also put it onto my skin just so I can make sure it's really on that cap. And I'm going to clean off that excess makeup because the glue ain't really going to glue and stick down if we got that makeup on our forehead. Now I'm gonna put this wig on and get the shaping right. I was like, ooh, this hair looks so cute. And y'all, I don't know about y'all, but I'll be vibing. Like, I just be vibing when I do my hair. Like, it just makes it so much fun. And I'll be like, yeah, this is about to eat. Like, I already knew this install was going to eat down. So I'm taking my scissors and I'm gonna cut around my ear tabs. And y'all might not have to cut off this much, but since my head is so teeny tiny, I have to cut off like quite a bit of lace for it to fit around my ear and my head. But since I was going for like a natural look, like I wanted to get really soft baby hairs. Like I wanted the hairline to look really natural since his hair is so big and curly. Like I didn't want this to be super duper polished. The only reasoning behind how it come in the front was because it was kind of going towards the side and I wanted it to be, you know, like towards the back, like pushing towards the back, not like sideways. So now I'm taking my glue and I'm going to be spreading this around my hairline. I'm going to spread it out on my cap as well as my skin And I don't really have to do too much explaining here. You guys can see like where I'm putting the glue. It's like, well, not right here technically, but overall I'm just putting it directly onto my cap, like 1/2 inch on my cap and then 1/2 inch on my skin, maybe even less than that. To give it like a metaphor so y'all can like really see what I be thinking when I do this, it's like I'm painting and I'm trying, or matter of fact drawing, and I'm trying to stay in the lines. Matter of fact, coloring. I'm coloring, you know, like how you color, you know, like in a coloring book. Like I'm trying to stay in the lines of the hairline. Like I want the hairline to look like my hairline. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, I'm going to put this glue here because this is where I want the hairline to sit. And you know, if you want your hairline to be lower, then you could put the glue down lower. But what I was going for, since my last wig install was accidentally and not purposefully lower on my head, I was like, yeah, this wig, we're going to put it where it needs to go. So yeah, I need 2 layers of this glue because it's really, really strong. That's all it needs. Like this wig lasts me like 5 days when I do 2 layers. So I'm gonna blow dry that second layer down on a cool setting for maybe like, I don't know, a minute until it's completely dry. And once it is, I'm going to pull down this lace. And like what I like to do is take my finger and tap around the glue so I can memorize and think about, okay, this is where the glue is. And this is exactly where I'm going to put the lace, where the hairline begins. So yeah, y'all, that's what I like to do, especially when I want my wig to like be at a very specific spot. Sometimes I'd be like, whatever, like I'm just put it down because I know. But sometimes I'll be like, I need to get this 110% correct. So I'm going to feel around and make sure it's going where it needs to be. So I'm just going to stretch out that lace and then pat it down with my finger to make sure it's getting stuck to that glue. Also, for your wigs to look natural, a tip is to like always follow the cap placement and make sure your cap placement is actually following your hairline, and then so your glue can then follow your hairline as well, and then boom, like it's going to be sitting where your hairline is, or make it look natural. So I just put that band on and I let that sit for 30 minutes. Okay, like 30 minutes. We want this to be stuck down, and I'm gonna take my little scissors here and cut 2 sections so that we can get our eyebrow razor, or you know, like shaver, whatever the fuck, eyebrow razor, and I'm going to shave it off in a downwards motion. I'm going to get as close as the, let me slow down, I'm excited. I'll be excited when I talk to y'all. I'm gonna take my razor and shave it off and do it as close to the hairline as possible, okay? So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And sometimes you're gonna cut off some of that hairline. Well, especially with me because my head is small, but I had to shave off some of that hairline on the left side because it was sitting a little bit too low and I didn't want it to look like weird. I wanted this to look really natural. So that's that. So I had to cut that off and then reapply the glue. And then I'm going to set that with a blow dryer on a cool setting and then melt that on down. Press it down with my fingers and we're good. Then we're going to just cut off the lace on the right side here. Same thing. I'm just following the hairline, following the hairline, following the hairline. Feel me? Where's the hairline? That's a question you gotta ask yourself. Unless you want to cut it. You don't want extra lace, y'all. I remember I went through that phase of just hella extra lace. And that's also because I was kind of over plucking, but neither here nor there. Don't leave any extra lace. Cut off exactly where that hairline starts, okay? That's how you're going to get a really natural bomb hairline. So this is the kind of brush I'm going to use to fluff out some makeup onto my lace so it can look even more like skin. So I'm going to take both, okay, colors and then put the excess on the little applicator thing and then apply it onto the hairline. I'm just gonna buff it in, buff it in, buff it in, because you guys asked me what shade do I use in the RD15 Ruby Kisses. I use both of them. I don't use one over the other. If I'm trying to make my lace look darker, if it's too light, then I'm going to take the darker side. But for the most part, I use both of them. So I'm taking the Ever Wonder Lace Spray, the new version, like the spritz, and I'm going to tap that into the hairline. Well, not the hairline, but like the lace, like right where the lace begins. I want to tap that in. You don't want to take too much. Okay, you want to take just enough and tap that through, and this is just going to help further melt the lace, like have it melted. Y'all, OMG, it was 444. That's when the timer was going to end. I'm like, okay, universe, like I see you doing your big one for me. Always in communication. But yeah, I got that band on for 25 minutes because I didn't want it to be like too long, because I'm like 30 minutes kind of pushing it. Like it's already melted. Like we just want it to be melted some more. So 25 minutes was enough for me. And then I'm going to just get my part together. So with this wig, it was like 13 by 6 parting, or it was 13 by 4. But either way, it was super deep. So I didn't, usually I would do a T-part, but I didn't have to do a T-part with this install. I just kept it like, you know, just a simple curved situation. And so I just did that parting. And then I'm going to take my hot comb and get this nice and flat. So I hot combed it a little bit on the hairline, but we're going to go back and hot comb that some more later. But right now, we're going to hot comb in some sections because, you know what, even though I'm going for a natural look, which honestly, if I wasn't going for a super duper natural look, I probably would have hot combed more sections, but I only hot combed like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, only 3 sections on this side. So I'm taking my wax stick and my hot comb. I'm just going to press this hair through just so we can give a more flat situation. Like, yeah, we want it to be natural, but I still want it to be flat. Like I don't want this hair to be sitting on top of my head. You feel me? So I'm taking the wax stick to the front as well. We're just going to press that through, press that through, press that through. Honestly, I press this through way more than I'm showing on camera, but just know you gotta press it through with your hot comb, okay? Use your hot comb, it's your best friend. She's gonna have you looking right and like you just stepped out of a salon, I'm telling you. And have it all the way up. Like, you need to just be immune to the heat at this point if you want your legs to be laid. So I'm combing the extra stuff through so it can like be cohesive and whatnot. And look at how good the lace looks, y'all. Oh my gosh, like, oh my gosh, like Alipearl hair, it's one of my top faves, like I'm telling you now. Anyways, we're gonna walk to our bathroom because this hair is really big, as you guys can see, and it's 30 inches. And I didn't want to be sitting there getting my chair all wet, getting everything wet. So I'm like, let me stand up and show y'all how I'm going to detangle this hair and get her looking right and juicy. So I'm taking this water bottle. It's water in here as well as conditioner. And I'm going to spray that all throughout the hair. I don't want it to be like drenched in water, but I want it to be thoroughly wet. So I'm going to take this brush here and start detangling. I'm going to start at the bottom. You always want to start at the bottom when you have curly hair, because you don't want it to be like a struggle. So start at the bottom, and once that's detangled, work your way up and just keep brushing it through. Like you just want to like start defining the curls, because with this hair I didn't wash it. Okay, I just bleached the knots. I only bleached the knots. I did not thoroughly wash this hair. So yeah, that's why the texture is looking how it's looking. Then I'm gonna take some foam here, some Lot of Body curling mousse. Y'all, this smells so good. Like it literally smells so good. Y'all have to get it. I'm just gonna brush that through the hair, and I'm gonna brush the hair into like an upwards motion, like towards the air, like towards the sky, and then scrunch it up at the ends. And that's what's really going to get your curls defined. Okay, I got that tip from Caroline. I know y'all watch her too. If y'all watching me, y'all gotta be watching her. But yeah, I'm just gonna brush upwards and then scrunch, and that's how we get our curls to be defined. I'm gonna repeat the same thing on the other side, which I didn't want to show y'all the whole process, like it's pretty tedious. So yeah, just know I'm gonna do this on the other side as well, and this is how the hair is looking when it's wet and damp. Okay, y'all, the best part into the baby hair is, like I told y'all before, I wanted this wig to be very natural. Like I want it to get fluffy. It's still dramatic though, of course. So I'm taking this fine tooth comb and I'm just going to be sliding out these baby hairs from the hairline, and I'm taking a pretty thin amount, and I will show you guys the picture that I was going by. I actually went by another video on TikTok too, but I lost the video and I can't show y'all, so I'm just gonna show y'all the picture that I had to go by. But that video was in my head. Like I wanted these to be dramatic, fluffy, just cute, like really cutesy baby hairs. So I'm gonna map these out, and I'm gonna twist them up too, just so that they can stay out of my face, because it was all up in my face. And I'm gonna hot comb this hairline just a little bit so I can see this, you know, the hairline more clearly, as well as the baby hairs and just what I'm doing. So I'm gonna tweeze a little bit these baby hairs just so they can look more natural. I don't want them to be super duper thick. Still want them to be full, but not super thick. Tweeze them just a little bit, and I'm going to shape off these baby hairs, and I'm just going in a diagonal motion, and I'm just kind of raising and shaving them off in a way that's like up and down, up and down, up and down. As you guys can see, like I'm not going like for a straight cut, which you can't really do that with this tool anyways. But yeah, y'all, that's just to give y'all a full description of what I'm doing. And I know I usually curl my baby hairs in a upwards motion, but today, like I said, we're doing things different. We're switching it upward, curling in a under motion. So we're just going to curl under, and I'm going to try to curl it towards my face as well. What's really going to give these baby hairs character and like make them super fluffy and look really natural is curling them in sections. Like the ones close to my eyebrow, I curled them in 3 different sections, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I did the same thing for the ones in the front, like curl them in sections. That's going to make them look like real baby hairs, like real natural, like real fluffy, like. So then I'm gonna take my comb and I'm gonna comb them out and kind of use my finger to sort them in a way of how I want them to lay down, just to get that shape ready. So to lay these baby hairs down today, I'm going to be using Got to Be Glued spray. And I honestly advise y'all to wait for it to get tacky just a little bit, but it's okay. I didn't let it get tacky. I just went straight into it because I was excited, y'all. I'm like, ooh, this is going to be so cute. So I'm using my finger and I'm using the comb side of my edge brush to kind of just swoop them towards where I want them to lay and bring it into the hairline as well. And yeah, I'm just using my finger as a guide pretty much. I'm just shaping them. And y'all, when I tell y'all, I don't play about my baby hairs. Like for the most part, when I'm really trying to achieve something, especially this because it was different for me, I'm going to sit here for a minute and keep going. Like I'm going to master what I'm doing. Like I'm trying to get these look right. So the more that I comb it out, since that hairspray is like a dry product, the more it kind of fluffed out on its own. And I'm going to tweeze it a little bit in the front just because it was looking a little bit too full for me. So I'm just going to keep playing with them. That's all you really want to do for fluffy baby hairs. You want to play with it, and yeah, you just want to play with it and swoop it in a way that you want it to swoop, pretty much. So for the baby hairs in the middle, like I didn't want them to be just sitting there, if that makes sense. Like I wanted them to be going towards the hairline as well, just a little bit, so it's not just like sitting there. So that's what I did. And I just used my finger to help mold that into place, but your finger is also going to be your best friend. She's definitely going to help you just like get everything into formation, like get everything molded down and shaped. So I tweezed a little bit on that side too and shaped them a little bit shorter so it can match the other side. And then I'm going to take some more spray, and that's what you want to do. You just want to take some more spray when you want to get it more molded in a way and get more of a shape tamed down, if that makes sense. So as you can see, I'm just being like really delicate with these. Like you want to be super delicate when you're wanting to do fluffy baby hairs, because you just have to treat it as if it's your hair. Like I'm telling y'all, that's the secret. Like treat it like it's your hair. Like how would you really be doing your hair if you was trying to get some cute ass baby hairs? This is how you would do it. That's just how I think about it. I don't know. But yeah, y'all, I'm just playing with it, y'all. And honestly, we're gonna be sitting here for a minute. I was adding more hair into the baby hair so it can swoop more into the hairline, because that's usually the bob that I go for. But then once I looked at the other side, I'm like, that's not even how the other side is going. But if this is the look I want to go for, I'm gonna put this in here anyways. I would blow dry it and mold it down, but I just ended up combing that out. And yeah, because the other side, like the left side, it wasn't looking like that. Like it wasn't looking like that. So I just want everything to be really cohesive. And yeah, y'all, I'm just continuing doing this. And the baby hairs on these sideburns always look drastically different. So I kind of tweaked the ones on the right side to match this side over here. And I know I don't usually use the brush side on my edge brush, but the thing was I had to, because I didn't go in and hot comb these baby hairs down, because I was going for such a natural fluffy look that's not what I wanted to do. But I'm just hot combing that back to give it that final touch. And this is the completed look, y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something from this. Make sure to check the description box for all the information on this hair, and I will see you guys in my next video.